everyone, happy November! We managed to get through October, and actually I managed to get through it pretty well. And as I was mentioning to you in this video today, I will tell you more about my platinum trades, when I'm placing them, and how I progressed with the Apex account, again an evaluated account that I'm very close to passing through, but I'm only now trading platinum on that account. And to remind you, on my own account that I just started 4 weeks ago, I am trading only gold with one micro contract. So let's jump to it and see what progress have I done. So here we're seeing the progress since the 1st of May, or actually I think 22nd of April, and we can see that like at the beginning of April, actually here was having 24th of April, I was going up, but then I was kind of consolidating for almost like I would say 4 or 5 months, and then as you can see something here happened that I'm like just killing it. And hopefully it wasn't just market conditions, and I hope like I really made this progress. And we can see that I'm currently like on all accounts, and now it will change only to my 2 accounts that I'm working on currently. So one is a gold account, my own personal account, and the other one is the platinum account for Apex. And again, like we can see that I am literally accelerating. And when we look down, we can see that here in the calendar, we're having those 2 first weeks where I was trying my own gold account and I was very struggling. You can see here a lot of stress, and I was scared of placing any trades. I was making mistakes. However, afterwards, we started to grow. And now I will show you just the gold account. And we can see that like after first 2 weeks of being totally scared, I started to put myself together and I started to really grow this account and take the trades, hold longer, and also take more profits. I'm very fast putting the stop loss to break even, and then afterwards I'm trying to give the price the wiggle room to make the pullback and then make another move to the upside. That's why I'm kind of like also losing a lot of profits, but because I am not constrained with any rules on my account, I can actually go for a bigger drawdown and then go back. So for example, we had got this trade here on the last day of October, and when we look at it very fast, we can see that I was entering actually here on the bounce, and then I decided that I will go long. And at the beginning I was estimating that my take profit will be just on 427, and actually I would take those profits. And actually I think like at the end $133 that I got was by hitting something like that level. However, then afterwards we can see that the price went up and down, and then I allowed the price to make a first pullback and then the second one, and I could have closed earlier on the cross of the trend line because we can see like here was 1, 2, 3 points, so that was like a really strong trend line. However, I allowed the price to go up to even lower, because $4,022 the price of gold. So I didn't profit on all of the move. It would be around I think $300-400 move, but I am very happy that I am allowing, like here was my break even, and I allowed the price to go all the way up and then even reverse me, but still I ended up on the profit. So as we can see, like I'm very slowly trading that account, and we're getting the profits. I'm more comfortable with placing the gold trades, but also I would say that I prefer to trade before London session and slightly during London session. I think like first hour of London session, but then because we don't have any news, because US government is shut down, I'm not getting any confident move after 9 a.m. UK time, and I prefer to not trade gold because I'm making mistakes then. And when we'll get to the main topic of today's video, now we can see actually my Apex account where I'm trading only gold. And as I'm saying, like, I hope it's not only the conditions on the market, because the moves are really amazing and I'm having my first proper 1k trades. We're having like 2 in a row, and with those 2 trades actually I didn't need to even trade for the whole week. I am aiming currently for having like 2k 4k per month would be amazing, but 2-3k I would be very happy. So as I'm saying, like, having only 1 trade per day, per week even, like here in this week I only traded once, and the platinum gives me a lot of confidence. But let's see what actually I changed. So first and foremost, what I changed was actually me, and I started to imagine myself how I would trade in 1 year, how calm and patient I would be, and place really good trades and not rush, not act on the very fast price movement, but just be calm. And then if there is no setup, just don't take it, because I mean, it's not worth it, as we can see now. So I created this kind of like alter ego, and every morning I am trying to get into this alter ego, and when I'm placing a trade, I'm kind of asking myself, would my future self actually place this trade, or this trade actually doesn't make any sense, and in the future I would say like, oh my god, this is like such a bad trade, but such a bad setup that I would not take it. So this really helped me a lot to calm down, especially when I am kind of seeing the setup, but I know it's kind of against my rules, and I am feeling the urge of actually placing a trade. Because, for example, like for 2 days, or even like last week, I placed only 1 trade on platinum, and I was very comfortable with that. I mean, okay, I was trading gold still on my private account, but on platinum, I was not rushing to pass the evaluation, and I was just waiting for a good setup. So every morning when I'm waking up, I'm trying to calm myself, imagine myself in the future, sit down in front of the desk, and place the trades also only on the computer. I'm not trading anymore on the phone, because that was like a huge distraction. I'm having like a certain time period in the day when I'm trading, and I'm not trading anymore, because otherwise I am placing too many trades. So going to the trading hours, I am currently trading between when I will wake up. So I mean, I'm waking up, I'm not checking the charts, I'm taking a shower, preparing myself, dressing up, and literally as kind of like showing up for work, I am showing up for the charts. And when I'm dressed up, ready, okay, then I'm opening the computer and I'm checking the trades. So in general, like, the aim for platinum is 8 a.m. That I need to be before 8 a.m. before the London session starts at the screens, and I need to know what the markets are doing and what is my potential setup. However, for gold, as I am still figuring out, I sometimes wake up around 5 a.m., 6 a.m., especially recently because of the time change. Then I am just doing the same thing and then sitting down. And I know from the past that actually gold likes to make a clean move between 6 and 8 a.m. And this is what was happening last week. So I was very happy actually waking up earlier, because I had those clean setups in the morning, and then I was done for the day. And during the morning, I'm trying to stop trading at 9:30. Actually, I'm having like 1000s of apps blocking my trading view, and I cannot access it. On the phone, it's completely blocked. I cannot access it, and even like my boyfriend has a password to allow me like to even get in, so it's completely blocked. On the laptop with Chrome, it's a bit more complicated, but I am trying to stick to the rules to not make divergence and like kind of like get to trading view. So working on that. but 9:30 is kind of like a stop, because I know that afterwards we're having like quite some consolidation in both platinum and gold. And in the afternoons, I'm trying to get between 12 a.m. and 2:30 p.m. UK time. So I am getting between this news release and the beginning of the stock market in New York to open. And as you know, I don't like to trade actually in New York session. It's too volatile to me, and I am just feeling like it's too chaotic. The moves are going here, there. People are very undecisive. Unless they are very decisive, then the moves are amazing. But very often the moves are just like too chaotic for me. So I'm trying to finish before 2:30 p.m. So 2:30 is literally 9:30 New York time. So before the New York session will start. And finally, we can jump to the platinum rules that I have. So first and foremost, I am trading only the London session opening. So between 8 a.m. and 8:30 a.m. London time. If I will find a setup, I'm very happy. But if I will not, then I'm calling a day and I am not placing any more trades in platinum. So this is like a very strict time when I can enter the trade. And if there is no trade, then I'm not trading. But first and foremost rule is follow the trend. So I am looking at the bigger perspective and seeing within days like how the price behaves. Are we in the uptrend, downtrend, or we're in consolidation? Then I'm looking more closely what happened within the last 1 day, 2 days, like kind of 24 hours especially. If within the last 24 hours we can see that actually the price was ranging and we were kind of in a consolidation, and in the morning before the London session there was no clear direction in which the price can go during the London Open, then I am not trading at all. And if there is kind of like a trend before the London session and we can see overall that actually platinum is trading to one or the other direction and it's not consolidating, then okay, we're having a potential trade. And also to avoid some kind of like second thoughts on the trade and doubting myself, that's why I'm actually placing a stop order. So before 8 a.m. I am giving platinum some kind of wiggle room that it can make, because on the opening it can be volatile. So I'm giving quite some room. But then afterwards, for example, if we're in the downtrend, then I'm placing a short. If we're in the uptrend, then I'm placing long. But I am not going against the trend. So I'm always following the trend, and this is very important. So in this way, I am already like before even like the London Open aiming for one direction, and if my trend line is crossed, then it means that actually it is an indication that I should enter the trade. So that's why already I am having a stop orders below those trend lines and giving some wiggle room for the price. And actually my trend lines are very sometimes weak, having like just a couple of candles, but this is enough indication for me that actually we're going still with the trend. And obviously the most important thing is having a stop loss. So I'm having like a strict rule of $300 per platinum trade. I cannot exceed that. So the maximum loss is $300, and if it will exceed this, then I'm kicked out. But obviously before placing a stop order, I am checking if I'm around 60 ticks from my stop order, and if the 60 ticks is on the other side of the safety line, and if it is, then okay, I can place the trade. But if my stop loss is actually exceeding 60 ticks to be on the other side of the safety line, the opposing trend line, then I'm not taking the trade, because it's literally too risky for me and I am not gonna risk a bigger amount than $300. But now let's see actually how those rules are implemented in the trade and what have I done. So here we are having my 4 trades of the last 2 weeks, and the first trade is actually break even, and I was still not following the rules that I told you, so I will not talk about this one. It was kind of also a late entry, so I could have profited on that, but I entered way too late because I was hesitating. That's why I decided that I will start placing stop orders instead of trying to get into the trades manually, because afterwards, for example, if the price was crossing the trend line, then I was starting to hesitate and like, oh my god, maybe it's too far already, oh my god, it's moving too fast, oh no, it's going against me. And in this way I got rid of all of those doubts that, oh my god, maybe I should not enter this trade, oh maybe it's too far. So that's very good to have a stop order actually prepared ahead of time. So it's even like 5 minutes, 2 minutes before the trend line will be crossed, I am then setting the stop order, and then I'm looking how my trade is being executed. And then when I place it, like, well, I placed it, let it happen. I mean, everything is calculated, stop loss is calculated, it's accordingly to my strategy, I cannot doubt anymore. So that's great. So the first trade, which actually was according to the strategy, was a really nice win. And here we can see that we were kind of in general in the downtrend here from the beginning, and then the price made this pullback, and then it started to go here lower. Maybe let's see if I have a better pictures here. Yeah, so here we have got the downtrend. Definitely here was this pullback, and then I was actually catching it. This is already on 5 minutes. So I think that area is already that which we were talking about, this area. So here we're not seeing that whole thing. So here in 5 minutes we're seeing that like the price was going up, but then like the overall trend is the downtrend, even in that smaller move. So I was thinking about going short, and I placed the stop order here, the stop loss here, and this was my 600 ticks, and then I just let the price run. So the first trend line was crossed, and I was saying like sometimes my trend lines might be even weak, but if it's within the trend, going with the trend, then I am okay with that. Also in this situation, the price already made quite a move in the morning. So here we're seeing this whole trade on 1 hour time frame. And it actually already made quite some move in the morning. So here would be a steeper trend line, but that was something like 2 a.m. for me. So obviously I couldn't take that trade because, as I said, like I'm strictly trading at 8 a.m. the platinum. So we saw here on 1 hour the downtrend in a smaller scale and in a bigger scale as well. So when that trend line was crossed, I was very happy. And as I'm saying, I was letting the price literally go as much as possible. And here what I'm having is the previous pivots, because the move was already so big that I was expecting actually the price to get maybe to this area. Here we're also having a round number of $1,600 for platinum. So I was thinking that the price might actually stop around this area. But what I'm aiming for is usually the previous day low. So I think it was this one, or even low. I think this one was the previous day low. So I was thinking that the price might actually end up there, but I was not feeling confident. And when I was seeing like $1,000, I was very happy with this because this was my first 1,000 trade. I actually allowed the price to go to something 1,250. So we can see that the price was going lower. The blue line, the end of the box, is showing actually where is my 1,000 limit. So that's why I placed the stop loss on the other side of that box to actually secure mentally that profit of 1,000 at least. And actually I was unfortunately kicked out by the wick. I could give some more space, and here we see the previous day low. Yeah, that one was the previous day low, and the price even melted to there. So that would be way bigger trade, but I'm okay and very happy with my small grabs from the market. It's actually the point to grab those nice moves, but not the whole move necessarily. It's okay if you're grabbing like a small amount and this is yours. I mean, markets are very tricky, so if there is something that you can grab, it's very okay to take it and be very happy with that. Another trade that we have is the $650, and here we can see that again I was trying to go with the trend. So we are having our first pullback, and then this was the second pullback, and As you remember, this was the trade that I was talking about 3 seconds ago, and then I was expecting that the price will melt down even further. So we can see that I am going with the trend again. We can see that the price on Thursday was going slightly lower, than a bit consolidating, but then we got out from this consolidation at 7-8 a.m. On Friday, and then I took the trade on at 8 a.m. as I'm always taking. And this one here actually was a bit late trade, because 8 a.m. if you will see, it's actually here, and I placed my stop order literally in that area at 8 a.m. However, in that line, but the price was starting to go up slowly, and that was okay, like the price definitely is going the other direction now. So yeah, but I am still keeping it because I am confident that like the price actually should still melt, because this is the trend which we're going through. So I decided that I will keep that stop order, especially that also it was below slightly less round number, but still below $1,580. So it had to reverse, and it had to actually cross that kind of line of the round price to at least like give me 1,570, the price of take profit. And here we can see that previous day low was here, where is the blue line. However, we have got a very strong line of support resistance just below. I think my aim actually was slightly lower, even I think maybe somewhere here. However, when the price got to my previous day low and it started to bounce out of it, I decided to secure the profits. And not every trade needs to be $1,000, so I was happy with $650. I mean, like, it's a lot. So I closed the trade, and we can see that actually the price went slightly lower, but never crossed actually further down than this yellow trend line. So that was a good move. And the last trade that we will talk about is the one on Tuesday that I took, and it's another $1,100 trade. And again, in general, in 5 minutes, the overall trend, I think here we were in quite some consolidation. And then here it was Tuesday. Yeah, on Tuesday morning, we can see actually that Monday the price was consolidating, but this is what I was saying, like within last 24 hours was kind of consolidating, but then before the market opened, already on Tuesday morning, it started to show that it is going down. So that's why, again, I was aiming for shorts, and I took a trade here. I think my stop loss definitely was not such a big one, but it was something like this. So yeah, here was my stop loss on the other side of the really nice safety line, and I took that short. And again, if we'll look further, I think that might have been, I think that might or might not, no, previous day low was somewhere here. So we had to find another points to aim, and I think I was just like taking the furthest pivots, which were very sharp, and then I marked those two pivots, and here the last one, and then I was kind of aiming for that area, because again, here we're having 1,500, and I was trying to hold it longer. And actually that trade was copy traded in 2 different accounts, 3 in total. So on this account, as this is my main one that I want to really pass, I exited literally on my, I think this is support resistant line. Yeah, this is a very long support resistant line here. So I decided to close it and be happy with another 1,000. However, with the other 2 accounts, I was aiming for, I think 1,000, yeah, 1,500, which we never got. And the other time I was aiming, I think, for 1,507 or around this area, between those 2 blue lines. But on the second account, the price went up, and here it was consolidating, and at some point it went down. Here we can see that this candle went down and then it went up back, so I closed literally in the same area. And then when on the third account, when the price was starting to go down, I was holding it longer and longer until it will get actually to 1,500. And as we can see, it never got. So when it reversed back again, I closed in the same place. So actually 3 different approaches, and I ended up closing in the same place. So that is very interesting how mentally you're thinking where to close, and not necessarily always you are ending up with your profits. But fortunately I ended up in all 3 counts with the same closing point, and I managed to hold longer, so I practice my holding time as well. And that's all for today, and I hope you enjoyed today's video, and don't forget to click subscribe button and leave the like. And if you're more interested in what am I doing with my current live account on gold, check out the video here. See you next time. Bye!